YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We are here in Travelers Rest, South Carolina, just north of Greenville, with our Coody Koala tent. And this is our third time using the tent, and we want to give you guys a tour of the campground. Again, we're at a KOA Holiday. There's only 45 campsites up here, and we got electric and water hookup at this campsite. And it's great. It's quite big. We have a nice gravel pad that goes all the way down, and then plenty of room for two vehicles to park. And then they give you this nice concrete pad as well, which is basically like a patio. So if you did have like a camper, the awning would come over this patio portion here, and we just use it for a nice picnic area. But we'll show you our setup. Again, this is the RBM Coody tent. We purchased it from RBM Outdoors. It's made by Coody. And the nice thing is we've had wonderful weather, so we did not have to use the rain fly, and we were able to use our sunlight or our skylights. We have our windows open. It got down to 50 degrees 2 nights ago, about 55 degrees last night. Highs have been 68, 70. So this is late September, early October actually. So if you're gonna come to Travelers Rest and camp, I recommend late September, early October for perfect either RV camping weather or tent camping weather. It's been wonderful. I mean, blue skies, low humidity. It's been great. So we'll take you on back to the back side of camp. We did a cooler camping, I guess, where instead of having a fridge, our refrigerator, our 120 volt refrigerator broke because I hit it with my truck when I didn't see it on the ground. And so we were going back to the Yeti style camping where you pre-chill your coolers and you have a water cooler and a food cooler. So we've been having to keep that up with ice, but luckily at a KOA they provide ice for you, much like most campgrounds. We've been using the picnic table for general prep, like work prep area, but our actual kitchen prep area is back here under the canopy, which is a 13 by 13 Coleman canopy. And we use this at our Bryson City campsite, and we really liked it. And that's also on our channel as well. You can click that and see our Bryson City setup. So it's a very similar setup. We have a creek back there running. The wood line is really private, and then we have a nice rocky kind of porch area that we've created with the canopy, which is really lovely. Coming inside the tent, we put down a ground tarp just to help with the sharp rocks so we can step barefoot in and out. We're going to get a little blower next time. We've got our Blackstone griddle right here, which is a new addition to our kitchen setup. It's quite heavy. Just a quick review of this. It's brand new, and already the control arm that holds the lid open and closed broke. So this is like a $250 griddle from Costco, so that kind of sucks. But it works really well. The burners click on right away after the first manual ignite button right here. And we find that's great for we pre-cook our things and heat them up, and so the griddle's been great for heating those things up. So we've gotten a lot of good use out of it. We have our jet boil, propane and jet burner, and holding tank here for our mainly matchas and teas and hot water. So we get good use out of this little camping set of the jet boil. And then of course, if you guys are familiar with our channel, you've seen our mighty sink right here, which is our portable sink that has a 2.5 gallon fresh water and a 2.5 gallon gray water side with our dish soap, drying rack, paper towel holder, and sponge holder over here, which has been nice. And that's on top of our Camp Chef. We really like this Camp Chef pantry. It comes with a flat top table, which is great. And then this is the zippered part, Camp Chef. But then we have our 4 compartments there for pots, pans, extra propane, plates, forks, knives, spoons, the whole 9 yards. It's right here. So when me and Juliana go camping, we just put that in the truck, and we know we have pretty much our kitchen stuff ready to go, trash bags and everything like that. Throughout the entire canopy is the string lights. It's hard to tell, but they're mounted. They're intertwined in the frame of the canopy, and I'll turn them on. The camera might be able to pick up the lights. So that's been a really great ambiance at night to have that. And then we have our 2 Magellan chairs which are just, you know, lightweight camping chairs with our Bucky's sofa right here, which we use that almost every night. We haven't really sat in the small chairs too much, but doesn't mean we don't use them. We just been sitting in that because we just got it, and we enjoy sitting next to each other. And then our little foldable table right here. So yeah, you can see the site's pretty close to our neighbor's site right here. We got lucky that they're not there that often, but we've been here for 5 nights. We haven't, you know, really seen them at all, but you are close to your neighbor's site for sure. And there's a little green space here between the camp hosts, which have been John and Babette at KOA. Have been really fun, really nice, great hosts, good neighbors for sure. Hooked us up with some free firewood and whatnot. So that's a camping tip. Don't buy firewood before you go, because you might have a host that's just willing to give you as much firewood as they want, because people leave the firewood behind and it's already paid for, and so he was happy to donate some. So we came through Bucky's, and of course they have bundles of firewood for sale, and we didn't really need them, so it's fine. We won't put it to waste. But so let's talk about the tent real quick. This is the again, the Coody Koala tent. This is our 3rd time using it, and if you'll notice, something different is that we don't have our clear view anymore, our clear insert anymore, our clear plastic window, if you will. We switched up our floor plan, which we had talked about doing, so we finally did it, and we really like it. We've got all the screens open, and it's set to 8 pounds of PSI right now, which is, the range is 6 to 8, and so we like to keep it pretty firm at 8. We've got the intake and exhaust ports right here for the AC, and you're going to see kind of our janky bootleg job here, because you might be wondering, well, why do you have AC when it's such nice weather? Our AC unit is also a heater. It has a heat pump in it, and it's rated for up to 600 square feet, and so we figured we can do 4-season camping with this kind of setup. So I guess without further ado, let's go inside and take a look at it. We do have all the shades rolled up with the screens down, so that's nice, and we have that on all 3 sides of the tent, which has just been really great. We've really enjoyed having them open. Come on inside. You can see we've got our AC right here on a Lowe's 5-gallon bucket. And so we were experiencing some issues the first night. This is a winter AC unit. The circuit breaker was tripping because the drain pan was getting full, and so it was a security feature and it was stopping. Well, it stopped when it was 50 degrees out, and we were cold. We had a comforter and a top blanket, but that was it. And so we ended up buying some tubing at Lowe's, and I got this 5-gallon bucket, so the tubing, so the water could flow downhill, gravity fed. So it goes out that tube, down through the same extension cord area that our, most of our lights and things are plugged into, and then we have that tubing that drains out to the yard. And it's a 10-foot tube, and that actually ended up being kind of a perfect length because you can route it and move it around as best as you like. So as the day warmed up, it got to probably mid-70s, 80s now. And in the tent right now, it's set to 64, and it probably feels closer to 70, if I had to guess. So it feels much cooler in the tent. And we have all of our windows open and screens open. So this thing kicks butt after we got it fixed. So that's why it looks kind of janky, because we had to come up with something. So we raised it up so the tube would flow down via gravity, and we haven't had any issues since. And we were very comfortable last night when it got down to about 55, I would say. So check it out, guys. This looks probably very similar, but this time we have the AC on the, this side of the room versus next to our bed. Last time I was next to our bed. That's because we flipped the whole tent around. Now we've got the skylights above our bed, and that's been really great for naps, for just waking up and seeing the sky. We really, really love the skylights, and we haven't had a chance to use the skylights yet because of some inclement weather. But now, we saw the forecast was no rain for 5 or 6 days. We felt brave enough to not put the rain fly on, and it has been awesome. We still got our battery-powered lights right here, which we just love. They're based on a remote, and we keep the remotes in the pockets over here. So we have 2 battery-powered lights. We keep our bug zapper here hanging up, which is right here. And this is a great, this is a Dynatrap. And what's nice about this bug zapper is it's fan based, not electricity based. So you don't hear the pop, pop, pop noise whenever a bug gets killed, which can be disturbing when you're trying to fall asleep. And so this sucks the bugs into this containment here, container here, and then you can empty it out. So we really like the Dynatrap. We got that from Costco for $49.99. And so what else can I tell you? Oh, we got a stove. We decided not to hook it up, but it does have a stove jack. And that was our plan B. If we couldn't get the AC to work, we were going to use a stove jack. Now, truth be told, Julie and I did not feel totally comfortable doing a wooden stove in the tent for fear of a fire, frankly. So yes, these are hot rated tents. You can have a stove. That's why they have a stove jack. We're going to Nashville at the beginning of November. So if it's very cold in Nashville and that's not doing the job, then we might consider going to the stove jack or the stove tent, or the stove, the wood burning stove. So I don't know, but we like this layout. We like the way that I was looking for, towards the creek, and we like that we have plenty of room for our side tables. Juliana's luggage is over there. My bags are over there. We have end tables. I already said that, but we have end tables with pockets for our phones. We run a power cord to anything that we want. We have a surge protector back there. Over here we have our toilet and a tower fan keeping circulation, airflow into the tent. And of course, again, I'm 7 foot tall, and I'm 6 foot tall, and this is a 7 foot tall tent. So, plenty of height, and we love the fact that you can stand up in this tent. We've gotten 4 or 5 compliments, 2 or 3 compliments, I don't know, of people liking our tent. So it felt good amongst all the RVs because we're seeing beautiful Newmans and Reflections and Grand Designs and Durangos, and it's just like, yeah, we're here with our tent. So far we're enjoying it quite a bit. We've got our floor mat down here, which has been great. Everything's very dirty, so we want to get a vacuum and start cleaning up some stuff. Our air mattress has the headboard on it, which we've really enjoyed having that. It's a very comfortable setup. That skylight is closed, if you're wondering, so it does have a shade on it, and we closed that because the sun was peering into that quite heavily at one point in time, and then this skylight's open, so that kind of gives you the difference there. And again, that's the door that we normally look out on. This back door here, if you can zoom out, honey, and they can see. That's the door that we normally have opened to our view, but because we were thinking about using the stove, we wanted the stove jack area to be available, so we switched the floor plan around to have our bed on this side, and it worked out well. We liked it. We like it a lot. Plenty of pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets for knick-knack, paddywhacks, flashlights, knives, remotes, car keys, phones, you name it. We've got the space for it, which is great. This tent's 12 by 16, so 194 square feet, which is awesome. Over here, I don't know if you got the drying rack there, but after showers, we take our towels and dry them up right there. And we put our tower fan on that to really get them nice and dried out, which is cool. And then our couch. This serves as our guest bedroom because this folds out to a bed, which is super cool. So this folds down, and then you can sleep kids on it, or whatever you want to do with it. So it's kind of an easy way. We find this couch really comfortable. We like it a lot more than the last couch that we returned. But yeah, pretty nice couch. We like it a lot, and it's really easy to operate. You can see it didn't take much time for me to pull it out, and there you go. So now we'll take it to the outside and we'll show you how we staked this tent down because of the narrowing of the pad itself. So our tent is on top of a ground tarp, which is the exact dimensions of our tent, which is great. So we do have a ground tarp, then we have 2 moving blankets for extra padding between the tent and the tarp, and it helps with the sharper rocks and stuff. But you can see we didn't have space left or right to pull the ground stakes out and stake them in and then make things nice and tight. So we kind of had to came off of this side here and ground stake on a weird angle right here. We couldn't get any ground stakes in on the side of the tent unless, I mean, we got the ones going straight down to the ground right here, but this one out here, we do like to kind of keep that staked out as well, and we couldn't stake it out. Now, it's not affecting the frame of the tent at all. Like, the tent's still very much exactly how it should be, but it is nice to stake it out because of higher winds or in case you have some kind of storm or something. Another situation here, I mean, we were not able to stake this down. We could have probably gone out there in the driveway a little bit. You know, I brought this one out to right here, but you can't stake over into that portion because that's their property there. So you would have been, you know, encroaching on that. If it were to rain, we would have rolled these up the other way. We know that, you know, rain can collect in here, but we took that risk. But someone did say on YouTube to roll these up the other way, and we do that, but it's a lot easier to roll this way with your hands and forearms than doing like the opposite roll, and it's kind of cumbersome, frankly. Had to stake this one into like the side stake here again to avoid this person's property that we're clearly walking on right now. There's your 50 amp receptacle and 120 volts, so that's nice. There's our air pump for the tent. We have an electric pump. Takes about 12 minutes to inflate with the electric pump. It's battery powered, it's nice. And then every night I probably do 5 or 6 pump offs manually, just to make sure everything's nice and tight before we go to bed. And we haven't had any leaks or any issues like that. So that is the tour of the Travelers Rest KOA and the Coody Koala in its action. So we're still happy with the tent. We actually still love the tent very much. So thanks for watching.